Welcome back to the Interdimensional Vision channel. What are energy ties? Did you know there's a connection between energy ties, witchcraft, and psychic attacks? How can they influence our lives? Can they anchor us to the cycle of reincarnation? Stay until the end of the video to find out the answers to these questions on the channel that reveals what the Matrix is like.
Interdimensional Vision.
What are energetic ties? As the name suggests, they are an energetic bond or connection, a bond that strongly unites us with another person, but it is based on an intense emotion or feeling. We always establish all kinds of connections with many people because we are sociable beings. An example of energetic ties are the remnants of strained family and former romantic relationships, but are now antagonistic. There are also people who build their relationships based on a lack and exaggerate their emotions, ending up creating an unhealthy bond with the other person. Let's suppose we have an intimate relationship with someone. We will always end up forming an energetic bond, even if it is temporary, due to the exchange of energy with the other person. Feelings and emotions flourish, and we like some of them so much that we cannot control them, to the point of becoming obsessed until the relationship ends. Whether through death or by our own choice, the dense, negative emotion is dramatized and the energetic bond is formed. On the other hand, there are people who know how to handle the situation and don't overstep their boundaries or turn the bond into a tie. Then, over time, when the opportune moment arrives, they dissipate or cut it naturally. For this reason, energetic ties are often associated with attachment. In psychology, attachment is described as the strongest emotional bond that human beings feel toward others. And let's remember that emotions are energy. Are energetic ties solely of affection? No. An emotional tie can be formed based on an emotion considered positive, such as very strong love and affection. However, can also be formed from opposing emotions built on dense, negative energies that can lead people to behave antagonistically and hostilely toward others, such as attacking them energetically, either by wishing them harm or through people who practice witchcraft and Santeria. What does a tie or bond look like in the astral? If it's not that strong, the emotion can be seen as a thin thread of energy. But if it's a very intense emotion of obsession, hatred, and envy, it can become a very thick chain. They are difficult to cut. We must be very consciously determined to do so effectively through our energetic version. Can I have an energetic tie with someone if I don't have feelings for them? Technically, no. You can't have a tie with someone without emotions involved. The stronger the emotions between the two people, the stronger the energetic bond will be. But if only one person has a strong emotion toward the other, it's possible that that energy can anchor itself in the energetic field if given the opportunity. If we allow that person to affect us emotionally, we will allow them to enter our energetic field. It may also be the case that we formed the energetic tie in another life, and it has continued into the current life with a person we don't know yet, or have just met. So, when we are in contact with that person, we will recognize them with an emotion, whether it be hostility, affection, or attachment. 4 disadvantages of energy ties. 1. They anchor us to creation or the Matrix. This happens to many disembodied individuals who remain in the physical plane to help relatives because they promised they would be there forever. However, in their current state, they cannot help as they would like, and some end up wandering around their old homes or invading their relatives' energetic fields like parasites, transmitting vices and illnesses to them. 2. They do not allow us to escape the cycle of incarnations. If you made a promise to someone in life and were unable to keep it because they or you died, we will carry that desire into the afterlife if we maintain the energetic tie, feeling indebted to that person. The same thing happens when we die with a desire for revenge against someone. We will transmit that same emotion when we meet that person in a later life. Now, the desire we have to leave that matter concluded by satisfying our desire for revenge or commitment can motivate us to re-enter the cycle of reincarnations even when we don't have the need to do it so. This is a real danger. 3. They are an energetic bridge between two people. Someone can gain access to your energetic field through the bond you share. This is another danger because if a person hires an archon through witchcraft, Santeria, or Polaria to attack you, they can reach you through that energetic tie, using it as an already established path or bridge. Generally, the archons on each side share the energetic rewards of such a confrontation. That's why it's important not to feed that tie with dense emotions by taking countermeasures or paying in kind. Because even if you don't believe in witchcraft, but you strengthen that tie, it will hit you hard because you have been giving power to the archons who are carrying out the attack. Now, let's suppose your attacker is an ex-partner and you have recently experienced dense emotions there. Some don't even know why things went so badly for them after leaving that person. This happens a lot in Latin America. 4. They condition our current life. An energetic tie based on an emotion considered positive can manifest negatively in our current life. Our unconscious will compel us in one way or another to act in accordance with a promise, oath, or commitment. We may have made a promise to someone we were grateful for and feel indebted. We will then manifest that feeling uncontrollably toward that person in this current life, potentially neglecting ourselves in order to satisfy other person's desires. This means we may end up acting negatively toward ourselves to pay a debt that isn't real and belongs to another life. It doesn't have to be part of our current life. How to recognize an energetic bond. Love at first sight. I imagine you've heard of feeling that way before, but have you ever wondered if what you were really doing was recognizing an energetic tie that comes from other lives between you and that person? You should be careful because it may not be love, but rather that we have had interactions with him or her, but it didn't necessarily end well in that past life. Then it can turn into a toxic relationship in your current life. It's the first time I've seen you, but I feel like I've known you all my life. Perhaps we have experienced this instant affinity, but the opposite can also occur with negative emotions. Not all cases are necessarily ties. Rather, our essence remembers all the interactions we have had with our fellow human beings, and that is part of the experience in this creation. It's what we are left with. In the end, there would be many, and we can't even imagine the number of people around us with whom we have already interacted in other lives. You already know how to recognize them. You just need to be aware of what you feel. How to consciously avoid forming ties. Let go and forgive. But do it for yourself, not to please someone's ego. Don't wait for someone else to come and kneel before you. Don't exaggerate emotions, and don't take things or situations that aren't worth it so seriously. We often feel very beautiful things toward other people, but when we corrupt that feeling with a lack or a tragic situation happens to us, that emotion transforms into a negative one that ends up turning into energy, just as the archons like to, and it forms an overly strong energetic tie. Don't make things easy for these beings. Instead, make yourself invisible to them, or rather, make yourself seem unpalatable. Remember, if you're going to make a promise or an oath, let it be for this life only. Otherwise, your unconscious mind won't discriminate against it since it's not governed by time or space. I hope this information has been useful to you. See you in the next video.